Welcome back to Friday Finance. Today we're going to do your long-term goals, lifelong goals, into the importance and short-term or long-term. So all you're going to do is create something along these lines. And this first column is going to be short-term. And this second column is going to be long-term. Now, by short-term, I mean under 1 year to be completed. Long-term is over 1 year to be completed. Now, the rows is how important. Very important. Not important. It looks simple, but as soon as you start getting into it, it becomes more complicated. So now you'll want a pencil because sometimes things change. So you're at the beginning of the year, you're going to take this list and you're going to look at it and say, okay, visiting France, I'm going to do that this year and it's really important to me. So very important, and I'm going to do it this year. And I wrote very important instead of visit France. Visit France. The next one is to retire. That's definitely not happening this year, but it is still very important to me. Learn to crochet. It's not so important, but I could definitely do it this year. And then buy a new car. My car is still working, so it's not super important. And I will probably need to save up a lot of money for that. So I'm going to put it not this year. So the reason why I have you do this is because then you get to see what is most important to you throughout the year and how far away you are from it. So I like to do this in pencil because you can move things around throughout the whole entire year. Now these things in this column, if they fall by the wayside or if you just want to take them off, like, oh, I love my old car, you can just cross it off, erase it. These things in this square are not important and they're over a year away. If they fall by the wayside, it's not that big of a deal. But if there's something very important to you and you want to get it done within this year, then you want to focus on these things. And then the next thing to focus on is this column. Start getting these things done because they're important to you. And then once you get these two things rocking and rolling, then you move down into this one where it's not as important to you, but it can be done in a relatively short period of time and you can just knock it out because it is one of your goals. And then move on to this one. Now, let's say you had the buy the car and buy a new car in here, but then somebody hit your car and it became totaled. So buying the new car suddenly jumps up here, okay? Another reason to do it in pencil. So revisit this about once a month with your goals list and make sure that you are on track to do your goals. It can become complicated because this is an emotional, it's a feeling thing. But give yourself time, give yourself grace, and I will see you next week for another Friday Finance.